Hey there everybody, Pop on Top here. Welcome back to some more Fallout 4 mods. In today's mod, we got this weapon currently in my character's hands here. This is the Modern Warfare 2 Honey Badger. It's not the Honey Badger in Modern Warfare 2. It's currently raining. I'm also going to fix that real quick. Apologies for that. So it's called the Chimera in Modern Warfare 2. It came out with Season 1 of that game. Let me quickly make the weather clear here. Nice and sunshiny. You can get a better look at the weapon. So this is called the Chimera, and it's even called the Chimera when you want to craft the weapon. So obviously, after you download this weapon, do you want to mention the nice running animations here? It does kind of feel weird. I mean, because this is the Modern Warfare 2 animations, right? This is what sprinting looks like in that game, right? Aiming down sight. All this stuff functions like this, like holding low, pulling it out. All those animations are Modern Warfare 2 animations. But the running animation just feels kind of jittery or something for me. Maybe it's just me, though. But you can craft it for yourself here under the Weapon Chimera category at your weapon workbench. Now, so you can obviously craft the Chimera here. You need an assault rifle as much as a bunch of other components. Mine currently shoots the .300 blackout rounds. There's a patch that I've downloaded for that. There's two patches. You got to make sure you download both patches. I'll include those in the links in the comments or in the description down below. You can make sure to leave a comment if I don't. Remind me to do that shit. But by default, it's 102 damage, fully automatic, 40 rate of fire. 11 range is really low as a stat, just very base. And then we have the base variant here. Obviously, once you have the mod that makes it so you can weapon used with .300 blackout, you need to craft .300 blackout, which is also under the same section. It does require a gun nut 1, 2 lead, gets you 300 blackout rounds. So it's not like, this is not cheap ammo. So this weapon better be pretty powerful by the end of it when we get custom modifications and stuff, right? And the range stat is bad. That's a bad range stat. So I have my damage measuring target like way over there. I guess it's alright. Why is that? I mean, it's still fairly accurate, a decent range. The range stat is being deceiving. You're starting to lose some range here, but like, it's still pretty good. I mean, that's a little worse, right? But obviously you can hit. Obviously, the main part about this weapon, the Honey Badger, Chimera, whatever you want to call it, is integrally suppressed. So this is suppressed by default. I'm obviously wasting a lot of those 300 blackout rounds. I crafted over 1,000, and don't worry about it. But it does, I mean, the animations look nice, the reload looks nice. Right? The aiming down sight animation and all that stuff. Call of Duty really does nail animations, especially some of the more recent Modern Warfare titles, right? That's the best thing about those games is how good the gun animations can look, especially in certain situations. And this one is no exception. So, let's take it to the weapon workbench here. Let's see what we can do with it. So, we got tweaked automatic. The reliable workhorse of jack all trades performs well in most combats. So it just does more damage, more fire rate. Single fire mode. Automatic mode, tuned single fire mode, so that's even better damage, yeah. A better automatic, better, superior, hardened, enhanced, and advanced. Advanced is the way you're going to go, right? 184 damage in automatic is crazy. 187 for single fire, right? I still think automatic is the way to go then. And you want to go advanced if you can. Obviously, that's going to require what gun? No perk requirements at all. So if you have the components, you could just craft this right away. But obviously, 14 adhesive, 10 aluminum. Aluminium, as the Brits would say, plastic, rubber, screws, steel. I'm running out of stuff a little bit here. Hopefully I don't run out. So obviously we got Call of Duty sights here. Cronin Mini Pro is a good one. This is the blue dot sight, isn't it? The Slimline Pro is the one I like to use a lot. I just like the optic, but like these are all Call of Duty sights. If you play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, you're gonna understand what these are. From hollow sights, thermal optics, you know. I guess it's like a advanced iron sight? I'm looking at this for a second. Give me a second. Like, I was like looking at this one. I was like, what is this? This is. Oh no! What the fuck? It's a hollow sight. It just like appears out of nothing. So like that is crazy. That's a crazy sight. That's cool as shit. Like, that is fucking okay. That's really cool, man. Like I've never seen a Fallout gun have a hollow sight like that. I don't know. This is not in Call of Duty, too. This is not a Call of Duty sight, but this is already my favorite one because it's like it doesn't interfere with the vision at all when the weapon is not being aimed down sight. When you aim down sight, you get a very clear. I just blew up my own turret, I believe. My bad. The angle. That's. I have the real life lowest luck stat. That's just evidence of that right there. Okay. Real quick though, before we get back into more crafting of the things, I have to give myself all the things, and I'm showing you this is what I do all the time. Okay. Like I get 500 of everything. Let's quickly store all my junk, and then my game will crash, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, we are here. Game is not crashed. That's just my luck too. I was talking about having the worst luck stat ever. So we're going to go back to advanced automatic. I had to load a previous save too. That save was corrupted. I mean, obviously lots of good sights here. I don't want to go over all of these, but I think this hollow sight that just appears out of nowhere is still the best one. I mean, obviously you're not getting... There's sights with more accuracy, this hybrid fire point, which is also not a sight that exists. Like, is this just another one like that? I want to see. It is rain. Like this one. Okay, that one doesn't work. But some of these, like, my game's crashing again. My luck stat. Okay, I've got my game back up here and running. I think the sights are kind of busted. That's one of the patches you have to download for the mod. I'll show that off here real quick. But so like there's a sight patch, and obviously I think that's those sights. But I think those sights are the reason that the game is crashing. We're gonna test it kind of live and figure it out here. So like this is how I like to do videos too. And some of you could maybe argue that this lacks professionalism because I'm not like, oh yeah, dude, cut out all the parts that is not working. But I think this is I give you real raw experience. Like the aim model patch, right? Like that's. And then the 300 blackout patch. And then the gun. Right? And you can see the file size is there if you pause the video. So let's not put those on there and see if that helps. So we want to be advanced automatic. Let's put like just a mini pro red dot sight on there. Let's take a look at some other things. So we can make a smaller mag, which I don't know why you would do because it doesn't even lower the weight of the weapon. Or a bigger mag, which doesn't increase the weight of the weapon. So you'd always want to put 45 rounds on there. So you could change the ammunition type. Bleed damage, which doesn't look like it actually causes bleed damage, but it does do more damage. Armor piercing rounds, which do more damage. Normally armor piercing rounds do less damage to compensate for the fact that they do more damage, but this is just better. Incendiary could light people on fucking fire, and it does do some energy damage, which is interesting. Do more damage to robots, potentially. Cryo rounds. Hollow point ammunition, which is supposed to do more damage to non-armored targets, but it just does way more fucking damage. Depleted uranium rounds, which do energy and radiation damage. That's pretty good. Obviously requires gun nut 4 science 4, but that's it. There's no you could just switch ammunition types. A hollow point is the way to go though. 338 is a fuck ton of damage. That's obviously crazy. So couple different grips here, also based off of stuff in Call of Duty. Quicker firing after sprinting, superior recoil control, reduces flinch. I don't think there's really flinch in this. I think faster aiming is just kind of the way to go. So this is a loud barrel, right? That's a standard barrel. All these barrels don't have suppressors to integrate them. I mean, maybe the honey... Am I getting my shit shot at right now? Can we not? Obviously, this sight does work. It is a red dot, but in the Call of Duty, it's a blue dot. The 45 round animation is different. This is a slightly longer reload, maybe, but like the extra 15 rounds. It's a 50% increase in ammo capacity. Now, I'm going to, once again, without having my game crash, make the weather clear, just to make sure we're good here. This is suppressed. Obviously, we can make the weapon unsuppressed, though, which I find quite interesting as a concept, because I think that's the whole benefit of the honey badger, or in this case, chimera, whatever the fuck you want to call it, thing, right? I'm also going to put a different regular sight on, just to show off a couple of the different options every time I go into this menu. So, better recoil control and accuracy, speed, so like short barrel, and mobility. I mean, both of these are pretty quick. Do we really move faster with this one? I want to see. So I got the, okay, so, and then we have a no rail, then we got to put a rail on here, and you get all different kinds of lasers and different colors of lasers and stuff, right? Increases sprint to fire speed. This one is for aiming. Is this like a canted laser? So is it like what you're going to aim with? I don't know. Like, there's technically, that's what Call of Duty does, right? Like, but it does, this is loud, and it is quite loud. Does it make you feel faster, though? I mean, the animation does look sped up, but I don't know if I'm really moving too much faster. It's a very short barrel on this gun. That's an interesting design. There's a lot of, I love Call of Duty guns being added to Fallout because, like, it just does weird things with the systems, right? Improves accuracy, recoil control, and handling. Just, like, better laser and everything. There's a lot of different lasers here, too. And then you could put a suppressor on here, or a compensator, right? But then you could put your own suppressor on there of all different kinds if you don't integrally suppress the weapon, which is interesting. I think that's interesting. Lots of different things. I mean, really, when you want the standard barrel though? The sights are on there, the stock, aiming speed and agility. We'll just make the weapon quick because I don't think recoil control is really like a problem I have here. I'm also getting shot at. Excuse me. Can't. The turret did it. I didn't kill my turret this time in this reality. The sight is decently nice. It's a little bit, the dot's a little bit big, I feel like. The gun being loud is weird. I don't think recoil control is a problem. I'm going to not control the recoil, but like, I guess it goes up a decent bit. I mean, we obviously have a smaller barrel on here. That's also very loud in my ears. My ears getting blasted constantly making these videos. But, so, like, you probably don't even want that one, right? Like, you'd probably want to go, I mean, lower rail, you could do a grip, and then that would help too, right? Like, all these recoil control and hip fire recoil control and accuracy. But what about, like, regular, reduces some speed? So, like, it's always a trade-off, right? Like, hip fire accuracy, lots of hip fire accuracy. When mounting prone, it's a bipod, right? Like, lock grip, precision grip, maybe that'll reduce the recoil. I'm just interested to see, like, I love testing all these things out and just seeing the difference. That's still, I mean, I don't think that's done a huge amount for the recoil of the weapon, and we're not holding the grip. I mean, I guess you're holding it in third person. You do look like you're holding the grip then. That counts for something. The laser sight not being lined up in third person is a little bit, weird. I do have a third person animations mod on them, so it's probably my fault, but at the same time, it doesn't work for me, so it might not work for you. There's a lot of things to go over here. Hollow point rounds are going to be the way to go. Obviously, we can make it suppressed again, or you could put a compensator on there, help with recoil control on top of that, so we could really go here, right? Like, vertical recoil, horizontal recoil. I don't really think the horizontal's too bad, so we can put vertical recoil control on here with the short barrel grip. I don't know, man. That shit's still climbing. I mean, it's definitely a little bit less, but we're not talking, like, I mean, I could keep it on target regardless, right? And maybe the horizontal is getting to me there. I think there's some, like, this is actually a weapon, like, I think, like, Call of Duty weapons in general, and I think that's one of the great things about that game, is that you have to really make some decisions here. That's interesting stuff. So what if we put, like, a different barrel on there, like, better recoil control barrel, with the grip still, with the laser sight, all that stuff, recoil control. Oh yeah, that barely fucking moving at all. That short barrel that's quicker aiming down sight, which is not that relevant. I mean, I guess it is a little bit slower, but I mean, you could always go like this, and then freeze. It doesn't work in Vance. The weapon doesn't work in Vance. That's what? Excuse me, what? It just doesn't. It just refuses to shoot. Okay. That's weird. This is what I'd have to deal with. I run into issues and stuff all the time. So okay, let's just throw some. Let's try to make the weapon work in VATS maybe. So like maybe we put like the standard barrel on there. And the Slimline Pro sights is fine. Like all this is fine. I'm gonna put a different dot sight on there just to see. But like, why is it not working in VATS? That's a weird ass shit. Why did the barrel not get applied? Excuse me? I put the standard barrel on there? Did I not? No, it's a standard barrel, but it looks... Never mind, I don't know. I'm just tripping. I'm doing... I'm having a tough time with this weapon. The VATS shot's working? No, it just doesn't work in VATS. All these sights are red dot sights anyway. The recoil got really crazy, though, with that standard barrel. Once again, doing the things. But obviously, we put the stock on there that makes it too... Like, so this is a weapon you actually have to pay attention to attachments on. And especially because you got to manually fire because the fucking VATS doesn't work. So we put the long barrel on, which doesn't look like, or it didn't change the look of the barrel, but it did. And then you'd obviously want to put like, I mean, can you put? There's probably a suppressor that also reduces recoil, right? Like and the recoil is smoother. Some of these suppressors, anyway. Increased range and bullet velocity, smoother recoil but slower to aim. I mean, let's try to really get the recoil under control on this gun. But like, yeah, that's like nothing. That's perfectly easy, no recoil gun. But like, I also shot like hundreds of rounds of ammunition here. That's 300 blackout. Obviously, this is like lots of different reflex sights here, lots of different stocks. Maybe we should put like, I mean, we don't really matter if it's slow, right? I was gonna say because we could use VATS, but I mean, it's not really that slow regardless. Like. Especially for a game like Fallout, where you're not, in a PvP situation like Call of Duty, having reduced recoil is probably beneficial. So, like, what if we put the stock that increases recoil control, right? Instead of speed of aiming down sight. Because, like, it's literally, I mean, like, I'm controlling a little bit, but it's, like, so much less. You're getting a lot more horizontal recoil. It's going to hop up and to the right. It is hopping up, but like that's very controllable recoil. I mean, we used to be looking at the sky, right? This is very much. I just wasted all my rounds of ammunition. But yeah, it's fucking weird to me that this shit. That was weird too. Like, The whole third-person thing is like weird. It doesn't shoot in VATS. It just refuses to. That is so fucking weird. Maybe it's my damage measuring target. I mean, all of this stuff works in VATS. They're holding the grip, the reload animations all work. Everything looks nice. The third person of it is nice. VATS just doesn't work. I mean, the third person of it with the laser sight bugs me. But like, because like you might be aiming at the laser, which is way off. I don't know. Maybe I don't know why that is. Maybe it's an issue with the way that I feel the view is set up. It is a cool gun, and I think it's a kind of iconic gun, the Honey Badger, right, or the Chimera, as I said in this case. But it does do some weird things. Like you can make that recoil really high. Like I don't understand. I'm pretty sure I had this weapon working in VATS too, which is why it's also weird that it's like not now. Right? Like, so like, what if we just take a lot of this stuff off? Like, just for a second. Like, what if we just kind of like reset some of this stuff and see if we could, you know, because the weapon by default 338 damage. This is gonna be a crazy amount of damage when we get to combat testing finally. No, it just doesn't work in VATS. That's crazy, man. Why does the gun not work in VATS? That is some crazy shit. But yeah, so you know, there's a good amount of customization here, but not working in VATS is not going to be huge to everybody, obviously, right? There's going to be some people who that doesn't matter to at all, right? But for me, I think VATS is one of the greatest systems that Fallout has, right? Like, maybe we get like a blue laser on there. We have like a green laser. Like a green laser, the canted laser, right? But the canted laser is supposed to be like an aim down sight laser, but it obviously doesn't work like that at all, unless there's like a sight that the sights are so weird too. Like it very gets sketched out by, because like I think that's breaking to some of the stuff too. Like it is what it is, man. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of fucking sights too, and I'm not gonna go through all of these, obviously, but like a thermal holographic sight. Is it actually work? Please don't crash my game after all these things. It does. It makes targets glow, which is not exactly thermally, you know, it's not how thermal sights actually work or anything, but it does do something. That's interesting. There's a lot of options here. There's a lot of things. I mean, a couple stocks, couple grips, couple, you know, it's the Call of Duty gunsmith in Fallout, and it translates somewhat well, I actually think, right? I'm gonna go back to the slimline, but like some of the glow dot sights on these sights are very big, but at least the green laser lineup. No, the third person laser just doesn't fucking work. And VATS doesn't work at all, which is crazy people talk. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy to me. I've seen some guns, like, still shoot in VATS, and then, you know, they just, you know, but the gun looks fucking weird. This just refuses to do so. It's a weird thing. I'm going to craft myself a bunch more ammunition just in case, and then I'm going to take the weapon into some combat. We're going to see how it does in a live combat test. I'm going to try to do VATS. Maybe it's my damage measuring target causing the VATS issue. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, low luck stat. I know this is a long one already. This has got to be a long one. But I ran into a lot of issues with weapon, and I'm showing them off live in the video. So I'll see you guys when we get to some combat. Hopefully we'll have less issues there. Alright everybody, pulling up here on my zombies are in arcade mode. Once again, pull out animation, looks very slick. Gun is nice. Obviously we have the standard barrel and stuff here. We're not super recoil controlling things, but still plenty of control. Did have enough ammunition to hopefully go tear some stuff up in my zombies are in arcade mode. We'll go to the Federal Surveillance Center. This is normally a situation where I like to use VATS because we got such verticality that it makes it easier and lots of little windows to hide in. So you have the penetrator perk and then you can shoot people through that and stuff. We'll spawn in raiders. Keep it fairly chill today, because the gun doesn't work in VATS. Manual shots only is going to be a little bit tough. See that like glow on that sight though? Like it's very, like the dot's way too big. I mean, obviously the weapon's effective. That 338 damage is going to be plenty. But like there's a target right here. Shoot him in the head. Oh no, it absolutely does shoot. Okay, so maybe the gun does work in VATS and it's just the damage measuring target causing issues for it, but that is fucking weird. Then headshot. I mean that one headshot burst is going to do it. 338 times 3, right? Decently high accuracy stat. Obviously they know that I'm coming. I dare them to know that I'm coming. That's bad for them. Alright, just the one little burst. So yeah, okay. If the weapon does work in VATS like this, like it, I don't know why it wasn't working, but like if it does do this stuff, that's legendary. It's gonna die in one burst though. 900 something damage. That's way too fucking much for these raiders to handle. They have no chance in hell. I'm gonna fall. It's alright. That's one way. I mean, obviously we can do some third person shooting, but that shit's weird as fuck too, because like the laser doesn't line up. That's what makes it just fucks with my brain. I was like, it's just like not right. We'll do one more quick wave though. I know this has been a really long video, and I appreciate it if you're still watching up to this point in the video, right? Because like, you know, I've been putting a lot of work into all these things. I want to test the weapon, and it's doing weird shit, so I'm trying to fix it. But then again, it just works sometimes. It just works. weird third-person angling and stuff, right? It's doing some things. There's a raider right there. Obviously, the hip fire shots. You're dead too. Like, I mean, you could try to fuck with me. That's your business. The weapon does work in third person. You just aim at the white dot, not the green dot, or the blue dot, or the red dot, depending what laser sight you have. That shit just doesn't line up at all. I'm like, happy that VATS works though, because I think that's a big critical part to guns, to Fallout. Some people argue not so much. My third person camera is doing some weird shit though. I'm gonna make sure, like, hello? So like, it is auto saving too. Like, is that to fix it? Nah, dude. I mean, like, I'm just making sure my camera animations are on correctly. Like, that was one little bullet. That was a missed bullet. But yeah, one little bullet. Even on a full auto gun, when you can spray like that, is pretty sick. Where y'all at? Oh, hello. Shoot at me, I dare you, coward. Fucking dead. Obviously, the gun is extremely effective too. Like, that's the thing. Like, obviously, with these hollow point rounds and all that stuff, very. I mean, you could do the depleted uranium rounds. Even they had all kinds of crazy ammunition types that are very powerful for the weapon. The weapon is extremely powerful. You can obviously make a single fire too, and then not have to worry about recoil control as much. And single fire is kind of always better in Fallout, or at least Fallout 4, right? There's not really any benefit to automatic fire. I'm just a lazy piece of shit, likes to hold down the trigger. I'm glad it works in VATS. It's weird that it didn't work in VATS. It's like it just chose not to shoot there for a second. Gets my damage measuring target. I'm glad that you hold the grips kind of correctly too. It does have laser sights. It has a large amount of customization. It's kind of a unique, iconic weapon. This running animation's a little bit jank. Can I? Death Claw test? Absolutely. I mean, just doesn't exist anymore. That was that. That was very quick. This, like I said, very high amount of damage weapon. Nice sounding weapon. Nice animations and stuff too. Like the high quality Call of Duty animations. It's definitely worth checking out. It's just maybe like the sights thing causing what I think the game to crash. Because the game didn't crash after I stopped putting the sights on. And the sights are very cool too. Like, that's a very cool feature. But like having it not work, like, it's a unique feature. It's not something that other guns have. But like having it not work and cause your game to crash is a big issue. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Let me know if you're having similar issues to me, if you download the mod for yourselves. If you do want to download the mod for yourselves and you haven't yet already, make sure to check out the top link in the description. There'll be a link there to the Bethesda.net page and the Nexus mod page. You can download this mod for yourselves there. If you guys have enjoyed the video, like the video. Greatly appreciate that. Helps out with the algorithm and such. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Make sure that way you can make sure you check out more videos from me. I upload Fallout 4 mod videos a couple times a week, and you can check out all those videos by subscribing, ringing the bell, and doing all those other YouTuber bullshit word things. That car's blowing up in the background. I don't know what's happening, man. But yeah, you guys have a good rest of your day, whatever it may be, and I will see you in the next episode.